Hey guys, this is Miss Thomas. So today we are going to look at how to create a color wheel using powdered tempera paints. So first things first, we're going to put the color wheel on our paper. So if you got the kit from me, I provided you with a template of the color wheel, and we are going to basically trace this template under your paper, okay? So I have my sketchbook here. You're just going to be painting this in your sketchbook. It's all right. This it will probably warp a little bit, which means that your paper will get wavy. Usually when you're using a wet media of any kind that has a liquid in it, you need to, it helps to use a thicker paper or a watercolor paper so that it doesn't warp. But for our case today, we're mostly doing this as a color mixing exercise. So that we understand the fundamentals of how to mix paint. So what I am doing is I am measuring my middle point, my center, so that I can get my color wheel centered on my paper. So I'm finding the center. My paper is 9 inches wide. If I divide 9 into 2 equal parts, you get 4.5. So that I just did a very light line down the middle, so I know where the exact middle is, and now I'm going to put in a middle point from the top to the bottom. So it's 12 inches, so I need, if I'm dividing it in half, I need 6. I'm going to do it on the other side as well. My ruler didn't fit. All right. Divide it in half. Voila. This is my center point. So that's where I want to make sure that because you see this is off center. So if you just like trace it, and yes, you can eyeball it, but for the most part, it makes a difference if you can be accurate. So I have my center point on my paper. I have, you can even measure your center point here by just connecting the lines. This one I eyeballed. I feel pretty confident in myself, but for you all, if you just put this down, and you only would need, let's see how close I am. Boop, boop. Probably only need just 2 lines to find that center. Oh, look, I was like pretty much right on the money. Maybe like here. I did here. Yep. And I did a third just to be safe. Cool. So now I'm going to match those little points up. And bam. And then you want to get it as straight as possible. I'm pretty sure it's straight. And now you're just going to trace this template. Using a ruler or a straight edge, because in this case you're using the ruler as a tool to draw a straight edge, not necessarily create a distance measurement. Okay, and then continue on throughout the entire color wheel. So now you have your first 2 rings on your color wheel. So this is an example of a half finished product of what we're going to be creating. Around the edge, you're going to do whatever kind of design you want. You get to pick. So these are 2 different kind of examples of different edges. I kept them all consistent. You don't have to keep them all consistent. In fact, this time around, I think I'm going to do something different for each triad, and then keep all my intermediate sections the same. So, and yes, I know that this template I provided you with does have all the different names of things. You can copy that order if you would like, but you do not have to. Just make sure that it's in the correct relation. The relationships themselves are correct. So for my first triad, which will be my primary colors, I'm going to do, I don't know, I'm going to do another, just something simple. And then if you want, you can get really pretty crazy. Try and keep it as consistent. Keep it as consistent as you can with whatever you choose. So remember, it's my triad. That means I'm skipping 3 sections for each one. But this is design. This is where you kind of get to create a design. And now the middle section, those will be where the secondary colors are. I'm going to do something a little bit sharper since this has so much curve to it. And those of you who, now that I kind of have figured out what kind of design I want to do, I might come back and measure, figure out what the center is, and get that as accurate as I possibly can in terms of space and measurement. In fact, I'm probably going to just do that now. Because it makes a difference. So it's about 1 inch wide, so I can do 1/2 inch. Actually, no, this is 2 inches. Sorry, 1.5. So I need 1 1/4. And then by having that halfway point, and then I'll probably keep this, that's how you can stay consistent mathematically. Now again, you might not want to stay consistent. You might want each of these shapes in your design to be completely organic and different from each other. Whoa. So these are effectively sight lines because they're helping me figure out the proportions of my shapes. So although this is not representational in the way we've been working for most of the year, it still uses the same process. You're still considering proportions, how the different, the comparisons of space and shape in respect to size relate to each other. This is going to create more unity and balance in my design. So now I want something different. I want to go for something different in each of these guys. And so this is me critically thinking, how do I want to go about it? I don't like it. stick with what I did that one time. I think this is this is my critical thinking. So when I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about balance and unity and emphasis to some degree, I've emphasized the primary, and I think I want to also emphasize these a little bit more. And since I've echoed this shape with the roundness of this one with the circle sitting on top. And if you have something like a compass at home, please use it to create, if you're wanting to do something round. I might do a triangle to kind of echo that shape and keep that just a little bit more even and balanced. Yep, I think I like it. So I'm going to put those in too. What did I do? I did one. But I do this each time. I have to divide it this way first, so I know where that middle point is. Okay, so now I gotta fix the triangles because I do like them. So I want to keep them there, and I'm gonna fix. And again, you do want to get rid of those sight lines. They were just there to help you figure out your proportions and your distance. And then you can also kind of assess, like in this situation, I would want to make that circle needed to be rounder. Look at me, not using the ruler that's right in front of my face.